What's up guys, it is Super here and welcome to another Injustice 2 video, and today I'm going to be doing a little, I guess, review slash opinions slash highlights of the Watchtower stream that happened yesterday with NetherRealm showing off what's going to be coming in the patch that's going to be dropping for Injustice 2 very soon. I'm assuming it's going to be dropping with Starfire's release, but I could be wrong. It could be before that. I'll keep you guys updated, of course. But there was a stream yesterday talking about pretty much a general changes to the characters. They didn't go into specifics because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of like frame data change, and they said that those patch notes are going to be released when the patch actually gets updated. So a lot of that stuff that is actually very important to gameplay and the characters, we're not going to know about until later on. But I'm here to talk about my opinions on what I think of the patch and what I think of some of the changes and potentially some of the changes that characters didn't get. So here we go. No particular order. Actually, the first two are pretty significant. This one is not like part of my highlights. I just wanted to mention this, but the big body characters in Injustice 2 are going to get across the board a increase in their defense. So that means you're going to have to hit them more times to actually kill them. Makes sense, right? Big body characters. So just wanted to throw that out there. So here we go. The top two characters that people wanted changed was Black Adam and Aquaman. So I'll talk about Black Adam first because I think he got it a lot less than Aquaman, of course. So Black Adam pretty much got a normalization. I'm not going to say a nerf or anything, like normalization on his damage because it was not intended to do that much damage. He is like, pretty much a god, right? So of course he's going to do a ton of damage, just like Wonder Woman does, just like Superman does. So his damage is not going anywhere. He's still going to get, off one bar, well over 400 damage. The combo that was demonstrated in the Watchtower stream isn't even like the optimal combo, and it did 411, something like that. So for people who actually do really like Black Adam, like I like Black Adam as a character, I'll still use him from time to time. His damage didn't go anywhere. It's going to be significant to see what changes as far as like his frame data, what's punishable, what's maybe less negative on block. But we're going to have to wait and see. Another significant change is he will no longer have access to a meterless launcher. So black magic, which is where he like snaps his fingers or he like raises lightning from the ground, that used to be able to combo the opponent without needing meter, and now you have to spend the bar meter to actually get a combo from black magic. So those are like the two significant changes to Black Adam. We knew that the damage was gonna go down a lot, so I'm happy about that. No longer is he going to do over 600 damage for 2 bars and pretty much touch you twice and your whole life bar is gone. So I'm happy about that. I'm sure a lot of you guys are too. Moving on to Aquaman. Now this made me so happy. And there might be Aquaman players out there. Surprisingly, there's people who actually like playing Aquaman the way he currently was. So let's go over a couple changes here. So pretty much what the guys over at NetherRealm said is Aquaman is meant to be played in a defensive manner. Walk back, walk back, walk back, and walk back some more. That's how Aquaman players like to play Aquaman. That's how I guess he was designed and intended to play. So because this is his playstyle, they actually took away the ability to combo from his tentacle strike or from the deep, whatever you want to call it. I call it from the deep just because that's the name that was in Injustice 1. It just stuck. So you will no longer be able to pop your opponent up to get combos with that specific move because Aquaman is supposed to be, this hardcore defensive player. That's why you see walk back, walk back, walk back, walk back, walk back. And he still pretty much has every other tool, excluding his back 1-2-3 string, which is no longer +2 on block. Thank you, Lord. It is now minus on block. It's my turn to press buttons. You can't just do that over and over and over again and have the opponent, risk his like 450% of his life or 450 damage to try to poke out. Maybe he does it at the wrong time. Boom, you get clipped by a down 1 and 2 from the deep, or boom, you get clipped by a back 1. So I'm happy that's gone. And a lot of people are acting like if Aquaman doesn't have any launchers, he still has the scoop. If you meter burn that, you get a full combo, and he does pretty much the same amount of damage that many characters in Injustice 2 do. He even does more damage than most of the characters in Injustice 2. He's just not doing a ridiculous amount of damage for, you know, just walking back, walking back, walking back, walking back, walking back. Oh, I'm happy he got all those nerfs. So Trident Rush also got normalized a little bit. It does less chip damage, and it does less damage on contact. We're gonna have to wait and see how plus Aquaman is on hit, and how negative it is if they changed it at all. As far as the frame date, I'm pretty sure they said that everything stayed the same, excluding, you know, the chip damage and the damage on hit. That got toned down a little bit. But for Aquaman players, I don't think they'll feel any different. They just won't be doing 450 damage for every single little touch or converting for over 200 with a tracking from the deep move from full screen. So now if they want to play that defensive style, walk back, walk back, walk back, walk back, they could do it. You know, they just won't be rewarded for a slight little touch for almost 500 damage. So there you guys have it. As you see, I am very, very, very happy about the Aquaman nerfs. I hope no one plays this character anymore. Moving on, Catwoman. So Catwoman got a couple of nerfs that are pretty significant. Number one is her trait doesn't actually have invincibility frames anymore. So that's pretty big, because now you actually have to risk your life doing the upwards like cat swipe. That's the only invincible wake up she has now. I think that's pretty significant on, you know, her knockdown. They also gave more frames of recovery to her back three, so now you can't just back three, back three, back three. Now you actually have to time it a little bit better, space it a little bit better, because if you don't, a character is going to be able to down one punish you into, you know, combos. Like, there's a lot of characters that could get down one into some sort of significant damage. They also made it so Catwoman is closer to her opponent when an opponent blocks the back three. So before, it would actually cause both characters to sort of go back in neutral. And now she's at -3 because the back three on block is -3. And she's a little bit closer to the opponent. So now the opponent might have a chance to, you know, get a down one off or start his pressure. And other than that, her damage scaling got normalized as well. She's going to be doing less damage for all her combos. And one of the biggest ones is she no longer has armor on her full screen meter burn cat dash. That one is pretty big because she was able to get in whenever she wanted. The meter burn cat dash is so fast. She was able to get in whenever she wanted with armor for about 400 damage. Now she's not going to be able to do that. So if she's playing versus a zoning character, no more armor on the meter burn cat dash. So that is Catwoman right there. I think, you know, those three characters are very up there on the tier list. You know, I think Catwoman is top 5, and Aquaman and Black Adam are like 1 and 2. So those characters got normalized, pretty much the top tier right there. Now let's move on to a couple characters that got no changes but are like the complete opposite, and I'll explain why. Number 1, Harley Quinn got no changes. Harley got that really surprised me, because I think Harley Quinn is going to be a top tier character once this patch goes live, because she was already really good. She just struggled a little bit with some of the top tier. Now that they're getting nerfed and she's staying the same, she is going to be scary because she has everything you want in a character. She doesn't need meter for anything. So she pretty much has 2 combo breakers or air escapes every single life bar. What players do that are good and they use Harley is they save all her meter to do air escapes on opponents trying to combo them. So you have to open up Harley many more times than you know, any other character, because she doesn't use meter for anything. She doesn't have to. She does around 400 damage without needing meter. And not only that, she has great zoning. her trait is actually pretty good. You have to respect it. And you know, she has many things working for her. So I'm telling you guys, Harley is going to be really scary once these top tiers get nerfed. She's going to be really good. You know, I'm kind of happy because I do love playing Harley. I haven't played her too much, but the guys and girls who main Harley are going to be really happy after this patch, because like I said, she was already good, and with the nerf to these top tiers, man, whew, she's going to be even more scary. And now, the opposite end of the spectrum, the Joker will forever be bottom tier in the eyes of NetherRealm. The Joker got no changes. Let me repeat that. Joker got no changes. I don't really know how to react to that. I guess maybe with the nerfing of some characters, he might be a little bit better, but the Joker doesn't have that many tools to begin with, other than his corner game, which is obviously very strong. Definitely not downplaying that. The corner game is really good, but to get the opponent to the corner, very difficult. So yeah, I'm really disappointed that Joker got no changes whatsoever. You know, not even like frame data changes or anything like that. Like, they didn't even say, oh, he got changes to some of his moves like frame data. No, nothing. So I'm kind of disappointed about that. And those are like the two opposite ends of not getting any changes. Harley, I think that she's going to be insanely good because she didn't get any changes, and Joker obviously is going to stay bottom tier because he got no changes. So the final one here, which is a character that I love playing and that a lot of people don't like watching, is Superman. I just love Superman as a character. So whenever I play him, I just feel right playing him. He got one big weakness now, which is going to be his wake-up game, which I think is fair, completely fair. Superman is supposed to be forward 2-3. Forward 2-3, forward 2-3, forward 2-3 breath. That's Superman. That and heat vision. That is Superman. If you know, NetherRealm would have intended it otherwise, they would have, you know, changed forward 2-3, or they would have given him other stuff. But forward 2-3 is like Superman's identity pretty much. And that did not get changed, but now on knockdown, whenever you actually knock Superman down, get him in the corner, whatever, it's going to be a lot harder for him to just YOLO his way out of you know, pressure and knockdown situations, because the flying punch is actually a high now. So that means that if you think Superman is going to wake up, all you have to do is just duck the flying punch and punish him. You could even uppercut him if you see the flying punch start up, because it doesn't have invincibility frames once it starts. Like on startup, it has some invincibility frames, but once it starts, you could uppercut him out of it now that it's a high. It's sort of similar to what people do with Atrocitus is air punch walk. If they see Atrocitus do a punch walk in the air, they just duck it and uppercut before he's able to do something about it. Not only that, but his Superman punch no longer has armor, so now you can't just randomly do it from mid-screen to close the gap on your opponent. So I think those changes to that move, even I played Superman, I'm like, this move is dumb. Why am I able to just YOLO do this Superman punch from like half screen, knock my opponent back? Or if I'm losing, you know, that's a good way to go in on them, just YOLO for free, because I have armor on my move. I always thought that move was dumb. So I'm happy they made it a high. Not only that, but his rising air grab now has more recovery frames when he lands. So the thing about this move is it's always been high. You know, you could block it just holding down. So now you have an option in both ways for Superman's wake up, because not only is the Superman fly punch a high, that means you could block it just by ducking. The air grab is blockable just by ducking as well. So those two options are like pretty much out of the table unless you, like, I guess, condition your opponent, or, you know, you play some sort of mind games like, oh, I'm gonna do this, or you wake up grab, something like that. But just blocking, holding down, it actually takes care of both those options, because the rising grab is now more punishable on block, and it has more recovery frame, so you could get a bigger punish now than you would before. So this rising grab used to have, or you know, has this like weird property where when Superman lands, sometimes you go to punish and it recovers instantly, or sometimes he's still in the air when you try to go punish and you miss your punish completely. You commit to a move and Superman, you know, is able to recover and block because you hit him in the air when you didn't expect to. So now it's going to be more of a consistent punish, which I'm definitely happy about. Oh, I actually have one more here. One more little highlight on my list, which is Deadshot. A lot of people complaining about Deadshot zoning. I knew it wasn't going to get changed because Deadshot, that's the character. Similar to Forward 2-3 is Superman, Deadshot is a zoning character, but in my opinion, the strongest thing about Deadshot was his up-close offense, his staggers, and the fact that he has really good offense while having amazing zoning. So now his offense got toned down. They made back one slower. They made his down one 7 frames. They made his 6 frame mid. You know, I think they said 8 or 9, which is still a good mid. You know, 8 frame mid is like Superman's Forward 2 level. But they made back one more minus. They made back one 2 more minus. So I'm very happy with the up close changes to Deadshot, because now if you work your ass off to get in, he's not going to be able to you know, just dominate you from up close like you would before, because of -1 back 1 and 6 frame mid, you know, stuff like that. So I think a lot more people are going to have a way better time dealing versus Deadshot now. Now once you get in on him, you actually have probably the advantage on him on offense. So those are the highlight changes, in my opinion, for this patch. Of course, once we get more information on frame data, I'll know more about, you know, some other significant changes to characters. But for what we know so far, these are like the highlights, in my opinion, either good or bad. You know, the only bad one I think here is Joker not getting any changes. I really thought that he was gonna get something, like at least something, but he didn't, and that's how it goes. But that's gonna be the end of today's video. Let me know in the comments section what was the most significant changes. Not only one, because I know it's gonna be like Aquaman and, you know, Deadshot and Black Adam, stuff like that, but a couple of significant changes that you guys noticed. But that's gonna be it for me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. What's going on? It's Super here, and thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys subscribed if you are not already. Also check out any of these videos linked at the top. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.